displaced out of housing, and even if they have a job, even if they have 2 or 3 jobs, they can't put together enough money to pay the rent for a decent place for themselves or their families to live. And now what do we have? Now what we have is a move to actually prohibit people from being able to sleep in their vehicles if it's the only damn thing they have left. We are fighting for our human rights. We are fighting for our right to exist as human beings. If we're going to be serious about that, we have to get hip to a concept that other people in other places got hip to a long time ago, my friends. It's something called the liberated area. We have to establish liberated areas in the communities that we live in. What that means is we have to make those areas so well organized that nobody can screw with us. Don't get me wrong, I'm out here all the time for street actions, but that is not the only thing that we've got to do. We've got to organize people door to door, block by block, constituency by constituency. And in the city of Los Angeles, I would seriously urge you to do what we have done in Echo Park. The city charter has set up these things called neighborhood councils. In our area, I was on the neighborhood council, and when the city attorney decided he was going to jam a gang injunction down our throats with no real justification, because all the crime statistics, gang activity reports, and everything are down now to the lowest level they've been since 1948. And when Gunsmoke was all you could smell in Echo Park, they were never talking about a gang injunction. Even some of the OGs in the area said, look, if they'd done this 25 years ago, we could have saved some lives. But why the hell are they doing it now?
Money.
Look, a gang injunction allows them to put people's names on lists and then to harass the hell out of those people and to deprive them of basic human and civil rights. It means, for example, that family members can get jammed legally for being seen with another family member if they're on that list. Or they can get on that list themselves. And it has all kinds of ramifications if they happen to get arrested on a charge.
That's a pyramid scheme, man.
Now they brought 9 people in our community up after we voted no on this gang injunction on a cold case that they had no evidence on. 7 of the 9 people, they've had to totally dismiss the charges, and the judge, who was actually outraged with the public prosecutor, said the charges were based solely on wishful thinking on their part.
Of course.
They manufactured that whole situation so they can pressure particularly the Mexican American community in our area off of the land that they are on so they can make big money turning it over. This fight that we're fighting is a citywide fight. We cannot and should not be fighting it alone. I came out here today because this fight is our fight. The fight we're fighting in Echo Park is your fight, and I'm going to ask folks to come out to Echo Park pretty soon to act with us to defend our community. Skid Row is our community, and we need to be there when stuff goes down on Skid Row. I'm going to cut off now, but I just got to say, when we say that this whole struggle between the haves and have-nots is escalating, that is the reality. And that is going to be the great dividing point and the definition of what side you are on in upcoming years. The haves and the have-nots. Most of us are being pushed into the have-not category if we're not already there. And it behooves us to come together and change all of those categories from top to bottom. Thank you.
Thank you, Quasi. Okay, now we all want police accountability. Yes? We all want police accountability, but that's only a fraction of the solution, because police accountability is not going to get us all the way. We need a systemic change from top to bottom, from the inside out of our entire system in police departments, of how we look at our communities, and that starts with the decriminalization of our black, brown, and homeless people in our community and around this country. To speak about those solutions, we're going to bring up Sean from LA Can. Sean, come on up.
Greetings, brothers, sisters, friends, partners, allies. I'm going to be speaking real quick on the Homeless Bill of Rights. I'm with LA Can. I'm the statewide Southern coordinator for the Homeless Bill of Rights. And I would say the money is there because it is cheaper. I want to say this up front. It is cheaper to house the homeless than to continue to harass them and arrest them and throw them through the court systems. And if LAPD would give up some of their 53% of the city budget, we wouldn't even be here fighting for this in the first place. So they're going to talk about that. To the Homeless Bill of Rights, it's 3 basic principles, which is the right to rest, sit, sleep, lie, pray in public, the right to exist in public, the right to share and accept food, which is another way of saying the right to take care of each other, which they also don't want us doing, and the right to sleep in a legally parked vehicle. Now, SB 608, now, I will be more than happy to talk about this in detail on the side. I don't want to jam this up, but it is being held right now, suspended, and it will be brought back to the committee next year. But we do have a whole year to keep this on our officials' minds. We don't want to let the momentum drop, because this is obviously gaining momentum as we move along. There's more of us than them. That's why it's important to come together, stand together, fight together, because we have the right, A, to exist in this poverty-stricken neighborhoods that have been created by our so-called officials and our gentrifiers. We have the right to stand up and fight against this, because an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Thank you. Here's General Dogon as well.
Oh, Bob, to the people.